glad to always have you around, and it's such a privilege. And I'm very, very sure that none that have listened to you or get one or two from you will take it for granted. It's a very hard time, but we still have to ensure that safety is being maintained. Thank you so much for that, sir. Really appreciate. So at this point in
Thank you.
time, every other thing is going to come up later. I want us to just sit back and get relaxed and ensure that we immediately receive more from the lecture of today. And I'm going to present to us no other person than our resource person for today, who is Dr. Sonny Ahonsi. Is a distinguished fellow of the association, the chief executive officer, School of Bionatural Medicine, United Kingdom, and he is going to be teaching us on health and wellness revolution. There was a brief given to us as at last month's meeting, and I'm sure we are all prepared based on information that we have received and many more. So Dr. Sonny Ahonsi, who is going to be taking over from here in the next few minutes before we proceed to the next item in the agenda. So Dr. Ahonsi, you can have the floor,
yes.
Sir.
Hi, every single one. I think my time was scheduled for 4:30 UK time, which is your 5:30. I needed us 10 minutes. Hello, can you all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes,
please.
you can.
We
Go
can hear
ahead,
you.
sir.
Yeah, I needed that 10 minutes so that I'll be able to get to the next destination where I'm going to. Can you bring me back up after 10 minutes, please?
All right, that is perfect. That is perfect, sir. That is perfect.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much. That is perfect. So in the next 10 minutes, it's going to come up. We just want to ensure that he get to his destination right on time and be able to deliver us efficiently. Thank you so much. So I want to use this opportunity now to welcome. I know he has been with us from the very beginning, so I actually thought he was already set to take the class. Now I want to use this opportunity now to call on the chief of staff to the country regional administrator. I know he has been having a little challenge with his network, so that he can give us a welcome speech from the regional administrator, after which we are going to take one or two goodwill messages. I know I see some fellows joining in the process, which I wanted to skip that for later, but it's an opportunity for us to be able to take that before the time allows. So I want to call on the chief of staff to the regional administrator, if he's available now, which I'm sure the. So Mr. Harrison, please confirm if you can hear me and if you can talk to us now.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, our distinguished fellow. Good evening, the regional president, His Royal Highness Dr. Olusegun Aderemi, the fellows here present, all other members. Good evening to you all. It's good we are here to pay for this members meeting. I welcome you all. It is a regular routine to begin the month with a safety meeting where we all come together, pick one topic, deliberate on it, learn, expand, ask questions, and we go home with something that will help us prepare in the course of the month. Safety, as we all know, is something that is part of our daily life. I just saw something online about electrocution in Calabar. It was a very sad event. It claimed about 3 to 4 lives. It was live. You see it on the camera. What happened is just a little mistake on one of the personnel that was supposed to repair the line. Instead, the line got disconnected, wire electrocuted him, and somebody that was supposed to save him also got electrocuted. We all live in a society where a day-to-day activity can actually cause death to happen, even when you are trying to be careful. But in cases where you find yourself in tight corner, one thing I keep saying that will distinguish the crowd from some certain persons is the amount of knowledge on safety that you have. That is why I always encourage advocacy for safety, whether you are in FOSHA association or anywhere you find yourself. It's good. Knowledge is power. Safety is power. If you are dead, you can't tell the story. And we will not want to be counted among those who will be victims. It's important for us to always know that whatever knowledge you have gained in safety, none will not be beneficial to you. Everything about safety is beneficial. So whether in your homes, in your workplace, in your society, in your day-to-day living, safety is very important. And we at FOSHA Association, we care about you. That is why our motto is promoting safety to ensure that no life is lost, promoting safety and saving life. So I welcome you on behalf of the Regional Administrator, Dr. Aliu Ibrahim Mohammed, who is unable to join us today, but we are still working for him to be with us. And I'm sure before we end the meeting, he will still feature in one or two series before the close of the meeting. So sit back and enjoy. Get your water beside you. Get your notepad. When the professional will start his lecture, ask questions, ask areas of concern, because he's going to be explaining to us about well-being. And I promise you that the training for today will be very important to our day-to-day living and in our endeavors as humans. So thank you very much for having me, and God bless you as we live to be safe. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Chief of Staff, for sharing that. Thank you for that briefing. It's so pathetic that so many things are still happening, even in times like this. Thank you so much. We really appreciate. And just as you say, we hope that the regional administrator will join us shortly. So while standing on this opportunity that we still have, I want to use this opportunity to welcome one of our distinguished fellow, Dr. Chris Mitchell. Is a chairman of Rivers State chapter of OSH Association. Please welcome you for your message and goodwill message for us for this March edition of OSH Association membership meeting before we can proceed. If you have any for us, please, you have the floor now. You can go ahead.
Thank you, moderator. Good evening, professional colleagues. A wonderful evening to His Royal Highness Dr. Aderemi, our regional president. And I welcome every other distinguished fellow state chairman from different states to this March edition of our monthly meeting. You are all welcome. And I do believe that the facilitator we have today is a resound practitioner that will be taking us, on another lecture today. I do hope that we'll learn a lot from him and we'll be able to, impart our own community as we learn. But more importantly, I want to encourage us that safety is for everybody, not just something you just learn on the book and then you go, something that we need to practice on a daily basis. And I hope that we're going to have wonderful deliberations here tonight. I wish you all a very wonderful deliberation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chris, for that. It's good to have you around today again to share with us and to enjoy in this deliberation. Just as you say, I'm very sure that we're going to have a wonderful deliberation and we're going to have best of use of today's meeting based on the facilitators and that we are going to be having today speak to us and give us information concerning health and wellness. Thank you so much. While we were talking, my executive director, in the person of engineer Dr. Emmanuel Walaka, he came in. I want just if we can hear one or two things from him, though this is not the time meant for his remark, because there's always a slot. There's an opportunity for the ED's speech, which is going to give us a brief of what is happening later on. But I just want him to just say hi to us before we proceed to the lecture. I'm sure that our resource person is available now. If he's available, we are going to get that signal, and after him, we are going to take that. So, Engineer Dr. Emmanuel, sir, if you are available, please, you have the floor. All right, I'm sure he's going to come up later. It's been a bad network situation for some persons today. I'm sure it's going to come up later. So thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much for your patience and waiting for so long. I want to confirm if our speaker is ready. Okay, Dr. Sonny.
Can you all hear me? Can you all hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now. We can hear you now.
Okay. Yes, I'm still driving, but I'm absolutely ready to present. And there might be an intermission, but I was hoping that Engineer Manuel will actually bring me back. So, but it seems that he's not available at this point in time. Engineer Manuel, are you there? Hello, engineer. Okay. Emmanuel doesn't seem to be around. Hi, Emmanuel.
Yes, it seems that Engineer Emmanuel is not available at the moment, but okay. I'm sure he's going to come short. Yes.
Okay, it would have been more appropriate for him to have put in one or two words before my speaking. And I also want to actually present a PowerPoint presentation, which I've already prepared for all of you. Now, it's just going to take me another 5 minutes to set it up.
It's all right, sir. Huh? It's all right. No problem. We'll give that so that we move to the next item in our agenda.
Okay.
Yes. Once we are that maybe you are okay, you can just alert us from here. You can let us know, and we'll give you the opportunity to.
Okay. Thank you.
Please, I want to beg that if you are not saying anything at the moment, please just help us by muting yourself. This is going to help us to prevent rowdiness in the process of this meeting. Please just try as much as possible to mute yourself, except you are permitted to speak. We have a culture of orderliness in our meetings. It's health and safety. It's part of a safety caution that has to be taken. So please, just try as much as possible to keep yourself muted until you have something to say, and you always be given opportunity to say. Just as it has always been, even if you have something to say in the presence of the meeting, please just do well to raise.
Hello, moderator. Can I come up, please? Yeah, Mr. Justin.
Yes, please. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, sorry.
We have been expecting you. You are welcome, Edie.
Yes, thank you so much. On behalf of I welcome everyone. So this month, at this same time, I want to say Happy New Month to everybody. And also want to use this opportunity to appreciate our guest speaker, Dr. Sonny Ahosi, who is going to make a very wonderful presentation to us from the United Kingdom on areas of healthcare awareness and healthcare revolutions that is already existing presently. So at this point, he's going to help us to understand ways we are going to manage our health, looking at the high level of deterioration in the health sector in Nigeria and in Africa generally. So he is going to be giving us insight and strategies of what needs to be done and how we're going to get involved actually in this revolution that is on ground. So I welcome you today, our guest speaker, Doctor. We are all here to listen, and Nigeria is very pleased to have you.
Thank you, Emmanuel. I have arrived at my destination.
Hello.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Can our speaker go ahead, please? The floor is yours.
Yes, we can hear you, sir. We can hear you, please. Okay, Dr. Sonny, please confirm if you are available. If you are not available, we can take the announcement for the Secretariat. I'm sure by the time the announcement is concluded, you should have been done setting up your system.
Yeah. Yes, you can make the announcement.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. I just want to allow you the opportunity to set up so that we'll avoid any interruption. So I want to use this opportunity to call on Ms. Rose Daniel. She is going to give us the announcement about the information from the Secretariat and every other thing that we need to know concerning what we have on ground and what is going to be taking place in short time. So, Rose Daniel, please, if you're available, you can take up the announcement while our guest speaker is getting ready.
All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Miss Rose. Okay, thank you. I'm Miss Rose from National Secretariat. So I'll be giving the announcement for this month. This month's meeting. All members are advised to follow, like, share, and subscribe to all our social media platforms for regular updates and information. Check the comment section for details, as this will be one of the prerequisites for certificate of participation henceforth. As part of our commitment to maintaining an accurate and up-to-date database of our esteemed members, OSH Association Nigeria Region is conducting a membership verification and updating process. Members are required to update their information with the association before 31st March 2024. Kindly contact the National Secretariat for more details. To facilitate a smooth transition to the international portal and reactivate your membership status, all members are required to settle their outstanding annuals due at their earliest convenience to keep their membership active with the association. All the OSH desk officers who are members of the association are encouraged to always reach out to the National Secretariat of the association for strategic meetings with their various principals at various NDAs to enhance their operations as OSH desk officers. This is to inform all the OSH desk officers who are members of the association to reach out to the National Secretariat to collect the 2024 table calendar and safety advocacy poster that was launched during the OSH National Workshop last year. The posters and table calendars are to be placed at strategic position within their organization. All members, including corporate members, are encouraged to reach out to the regional administrator for partnership, training, accreditation of centers, training of staff, audit, assessment, and consultancy of any kind. Members interested in any of the international events should show interest for further assistance. Kindly contact the regional administrator or visit the International OSH Association website to view the event. State chapters are encouraged to leverage on the activity on the derivative of the Office of Head of Service of the Federation to establish OSH desk office in all MDAs at the state levels. All new members are encouraged to join their various state chapters and relevant working committee groups for regular updates about the association. For further details, please contact our national secretariats. Members are to ensure they register their attendance during the meeting to enable them get their certificate of participation and presentation slide. Members who are interested in making presentations during our monthly general meeting in 2024 should reach out to the National Secretariat for proper coordination of timetables for the year. The 2024 World Safety Day is here again. OSH Association is organizing event to mark 2024 World Safety Day. The program is scheduled to take place as follows. Date, Tuesday, April 30th, 2024, and the time is 10 a.m. The venue is Center for Women Development, Central Business District, Abuja. Members are advised to recommend their loved ones to take advantage of this great opportunity as the registration is currently on promo. Contact the National Secretariat for further information. Thank you very much for your time. I also wish us all a wonderful evening and a wonderful presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Rose, for that detailed announcement. I'm sure we get all information as detailed as possible. You can check the comment section. The announcement has also been dropped to ensure that we follow up as well. All right, so at this point, I have received notification that Dr. Sonny is ready to introduce us into the training of today. So I want to outrightly give this opportunity to Dr. Sonny. Please, you can have the podium now, sir. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you so much for all your patience in anticipation of what we're going to be presenting to you. And I think as a member of OSHA myself, I appreciate the job that all of you are doing. And there's one thing actually very interesting about your organization. You are all there all the time with sufficient regularity. You are presenting, helping people to understand. Now, let me assure you with this. Working with us at School of Bio-Natural also puts me as a company, School of Bio-Natural Medicine, and you as OSHA as we. See, we has what is called a double U. It doesn't begin with one, it begins with 2, 3, or more. In a team, there's nothing like I, is we. And this is what is actually happening right now. We are going to be presenting to you exactly what we represent at the School of Bio-Natural Medicine, what we do, how we do it, and how you can participate in the whole process on the international venture that we are all about right now. Now, I'd just like you to put number 5 in the chat box. If you are concerned about your health and your loved one. Just number 5. That's what I need in the chat box. How many 5 am I seeing? You can see all my 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, right? Can I see yours? Okay. All the 5s are coming on. Fantastic. Now, how many of you really like to listen to stories? Do you like listening to stories? All right. This story started in London 13 years ago. And what was the story all about? Well, this is what I'm going to be sharing with you right now. Very, very important story. And that's what made us to begin to start and establish what is called the School of Bio-Natural Medicine 10 years ago. I'm sure some of you can actually see my screen. Can you all see my screen? Can you appreciate what's on the screen? Can you see the screen? Yeah, connecting patient with doctors globally. That's our mantra. That's all we do. And why do we want to do that? Or why do we do it? Well, the story started with me in London with this young man. That's my son. 13 years ago, I took him to a hospital in London, and we were waiting for a doctor for about 11 hours just to see a doctor. 11 hours is a long time, you will agree. And some of you here who are parents will understand the difficulties and the challenges of being in the hospital with your child, a boy, girl, or a boy, boy, a girl, girl. This is me at that point in time. Rather than me blaming the doctors or the hospital, I was saying to myself, what do I need to do in order to make sure that me as parents, do not have to go through the same excruciating challenges, difficulties, waiting for a doctor? Can I create a system that brings the doctors and the patient together on the same platform remotely using a digital technology? Because in the field of technology, this is my belief at that point in time, 13 years ago. Technology brings about proximity. So if we can use technology to lecture, we use AI to do many, many things. We use technology to fly airplane. Why can we not use the same technology in terms of connecting patient to doctors? That's where this started, as you can see from here. The patient is at home and the doctor is communicating with that particular patient, finding out the medical condition of that particular patient remotely. And the good news is, what I'm going to be sharing with you now is we now have that technology, not only connecting you, the doctor to patient, he has the ability, right? Listen to this carefully. He has the ability to scan your whole body from the distance using your voice. For those of you who are technologically inclined, you may have heard of advanced quantum technology or a scalar wave where your voice resonates and technology is able to pass all of that through the organ. That's what happens. Thank God, my son is now 18 years old. He just turned 18 on the 15th of January 2024. healthy, and balanced. He said to me recently, he said, Dad, I'm going to be a quantum physicist, and I want to support this project that will benefit many, many people around the world. Somebody want to say something? Somebody want to say
go ahead,
something?
sir.
Okay.
Not at all. Please go ahead. Yes.
Okay. So that was the experience. And this is the reason why we're doing what we're doing, the School of Bionatural. And what do we actually do? Well, we are an innovative healthcare organization that focuses on promoting, right? Listen to this. Integrated health and wellness by leveraging on the power of technology. That's our aim. The technology we develop is called BIPI, which stands for Bionatural, Indicative, Preventative, and Innovative Technology. Continuously learning, sharing, and connecting the future of emerging technology in healthcare. Isn't that amazing? Now, why do we need this particular technology? Well, this is what the story is going to develop. This is a representation of the world map. You can see that Africa is there as well. You can see Europe is there. You can see the North America is there. The whole 5 continents are in that map. And people are geographically dispersed all over the world. Currently, how many people do you think we have in the world? You can shout it out, because I want this to be a participative workshop. How many people do we think we have? Over 8 billion. And this 8 billion, I'd like you to listen to this carefully. I was just in a conference from Birmingham. I just returned back to London. That's why I was on the road in a medical conference. And what we're discussing at that conference was the leverage of technology to support over 8.3 billion people on the planet. Can you imagine that? And I'd like to listen to what one of the doctors actually mentioned. He said, 95% of these people are suffering from different medical conditions, one condition or the other. 95% of 8 billion people. And they have a need for medical attention. But we are producing one doctor, it takes about 10 years for them to be properly produced. But when we bring in technology, that will reduce, which means we can produce doctor every 2 hours in the process, globally. Why? Because technology brings about proximity. And this proximity is so important. This is what the School of Bionatural and the team of the School of Bionatural Medicine is all about. We want to be able to reach as many people as possible. We want to be able to reach everybody on the planet with this technology. There is no need for us to seek any medical attention from various countries. The Prime Minister of the UK will sit in England and be able to receive primary care. The President of South Africa needs to be able to do exactly the same. The President of Nigeria, Ghana, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Moscow, they can reach and connect with a doctor anywhere they are in the world by virtue of the fact technology enables proximity. Isn't that amazing? And at the School of Bionatural Medicine, with our team, you will be able to really, and you and I will be able to benefit from this technology. I just would like you to look at some of the stats. 250, that's 250,000 deaths from what? From United States. Errors, human error. 237 plus in England. Hey guys, these are medically advanced nations that when they sneeze, these particular two countries, the whole world will shake. So let us not go into third world countries or the impoverished countries or whatever. And you know, anytime people talk about anything that is deficient, they start referring to Africa. I said, no. Africa is one of the richest countries, continent, is one of the richest continents on the whole planet. Poorly managed, that's the difference. %40 medication error in Africa. 5.2 cases in India and in China. So you can see that no continent, no country is exempt from all the medical human error or all the different difficulties that we experience at the moment. But we believe at School of Bio-Natural that with the aid of technology, we're able to reduce some of this error quite substantially. And the current medical condition situation, institution that we have globally is over 100 years old. Can you imagine that? That's a system we are relying on. Would you live in a house that is over 100 years old without any maintenance, without any upgrade? Would you drive a car or a bicycle that is 100 years old without being maintained or upgraded? You wouldn't, would you? The same thing that our current medical narrative, our current medical system, they need to be upgraded to the fullest. That's what the School of Bio-Natural Medicine is all about. This is the current trajectory. This is the UK. I just want you to look into some of these stats. October 2022, 7.2 million people. Shortage of doctors within our NHS. And look at the prediction by 2030. And look at the prediction by World Health Organization. Can you imagine this? This is certainly not sustainable because the current system is fraught with traveling time, waiting at accident and emergency, like my son 13 years ago, shortage of doctors all over the world, strikes. I don't know about Nigeria, but our doctors, junior doctors, advanced doctors, consultant, they've been on strike all over the last year and it's still continuing. That had elongated, extended the waiting time, and the patient had to travel for distances in order to go and seek medical help. But as technology brings about proximity, all of these difficulties and challenges will be eliminated. The time of COVID, guys, I mean, you heard about it. You witnessed the COVID time. So do we at School of Bio-Natural. But today, with the learning and applying technology, we'll be able to reverse. We'll be able to bring about and deal with those difficulties and challenges that we experienced during the time of COVID. That from the comfort of your home or any location you're in, you are able to reach a medical personnel in person. Isn't that amazing? That's what the system is all about. That's what the School of Bio-Natural Medicine is all about, that we're able to reach a patient regardless of their location. How does it actually work? Well, it's utilization of advanced quantum technology powered by, that's part of our partners that work with us. Look at what it says, the second point. Comprehensive scan covering over 130 organs, cells, bones, and chromosomes. And it's able to detect frequency of information imbalances in organ, the arteries, the veins, the glands, nervous system, digestive system, transportation system, the lymphatic system, your whole body. Isn't that crazy, guys? And the system is also able to identify unique frequencies indicating sub-optimization of functioning of your organ. What do we actually mean by that? This is a mouthful. Well, the last point in there is a pinpointing area that require rebalancing based on scan result. Whoa. Isn't that amazing? What does it actually translate into? Well, look at the next slides. Our technology is able to identify during the scan some of the allergies you may be exposed to, the pollen, issue of blood, shortage of blood, reproductive, any condition of that, the bone. So many different medical conditions, our technology is able to pick all those information and able to translate it into a medical. Then it can tell you what does that lead to. Whether you're stressed, that primarily becomes a psycho-emotional issues rather than a pathological issues. So the technology not only looking into the pathological issues in our body, but also the psycho-emotional. And there's something that within the medical and scientific community, they've just developed, which is called redox, R-E-D-D-O-X, right? Reduction of oxidation in our body. Do you know what that actually means? It means that technology, which is our technology, is able to detect if you are suffering from emotional issues that affect your headache, that affect how your body functions, and so many things that is affecting our body. So this is not just about pathological issue, but psycho-emotional issue. A lot of people scientifically are suffering from psycho-emotional issue that affect their mental, their anatomy, and all the different parts of their body. That then affect how your body functions, how your kidney functions, how your lung functions, microminerals, deficiency of those, how the viruses attacking our body, whether you are lacking omega-3, omega-6, fungus attack, malfunctioning of your different digestive system, lymphatic system, all the different systems in the body. The technology is able to relate to all of these and pinpoint to a medical personnel what they need to look for. Gone are the day where the doctor had to hazard guess of what is actually happening, because the technology is there to support the doctors and other medical practitioners to see exactly what are some of the issues that is affecting the human body and what intervening, can you see, step that can be taken to address those particular situation. Yes, technology is transforming the way health and wellness is being dispensed today. And the good news is, it's not replacing the medical team, but it's giving them the right tools, the tool that they can use in order to address what these situations are. People chose us, or we are chosen, because we have a dedicated team of doctors all over the world. Our processes are detailed and specialized in 24/7, 365 support team. And totally care for your health. We work with hospitals and clinics, pharmacies. We are training doctors and other healthcare professionals to be able to have command over the use of this technology, because this technology were not taught at the medical school 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 40 years ago. They were not even taught 5 years ago. So it's a new thing that we brought about. And all the doctors we are training is for them, the ability for them to be able to use this particular tools efficiently. All is all about how our BIPI technology enshrine or anchor the health and wellness of individual, regardless of where you live and the location where you're based, which means now over 4 billion people we have, which is at risk population globally, can be reached with the age of technology. Can you imagine that? And to think that you are part of the whole process. Isn't that amazing? And to think that you will have a role to play. You may not be a medical doctor, you may not be a nurse, a pharmacist, but you still have a big role to play as one of our ambassadors. This is what actually happened. The comprehensive scan. Can you see that man, that woman, the whole body? There's no need to travel distances. Your president doesn't even have to be here. And you will receive the best health care, because there are some best doctors in Nigeria, in South Africa, in United States, in England, that can support all the other doctors and patients from all that part of the globe. Comprehensive analysis. Yes, a BIPI scan provide detailed assessment of your full body. And the doctor is able to see exactly what is actually happening. So regardless of your location, you can have access to the best doctor around the globe. And your care will be personalized. Accessibility. What do we mean by the two last sentences? Well, God forbid bad thing. If 5 of us actually are not well, we go to a doctor, Dr. Emmanuel, let's say. Or 45, because we all have headache, what do you think Dr. Emmanuel is going to give to all of us? Paracetamol, codeine, or whatever it is. So it's dealing with the symptom of the issue. But when those 5 patients come to us, we will have to fully scan their body. One may be the reason why I got in headache is because of psycho-emotional issue, physiological issue, not pathological. Can you see, with the aid of our technology, we are dealing with the individual, personalizing that care, getting to the grassroots of that problem with the aid of technology, not just basing it on general intuition of the medical team. So you're able to get to the grassroots. Yeah, it's an indication. It gives the doctor indication of the body so that doctor can take preventative action almost immediately. It's so innovative because it's ever evolving in the whole process. Now, how does it actually work? And what does the technology, how does it actually reveal some of the condition of our body? Well, it will highlight what is critical. And it will also highlight what is, you give them the color coding. Example, if it's red, when the assessment is done, Or is it mild green? Look.
Try.
This is what happens. When the technology is actually done in any human body, it divides the body into the different parts. Look at the artery. And this particular patient is suffering from cholesterol crystal. And what food is he or she sensitive to? It tells you: goat cheese, sheep milk, kefir, whey. How about yogurt? Well, that particular patient, yogurt could be a borderline by indicating exactly what that is. How about the digestive system? The small intestine is affected. Can you see? The technology revealed to the medical practitioner the area of where they need to focus on. Isn't that amazing? This is what happens. This is what our technology actually is able to bring about. Benefit to the doctors. It gives the doctor the support, the right tool for precision and resolution of what the doctors are looking for. They do not need to hazard any guess, because technology is able to reveal in detail, giving the doctor insight real time. Wow. Isn't that incredible? And in any location you're placed. It doesn't have to be that you and the doctor, you're in the same country or in the same village. You don't even need to travel to that particular doctor for you to understand, not just for you, but for your loved ones. Does it mean we don't have to go to doctor, to the clinic? No, it doesn't. But what we're saying here, the primary care straight away, at least we'll be able to find out exactly what is wrong in the patient. Then that targeted condition can be escalated and given to a specialist at that point in time. For the patient, can detect the patient early. It reduces the patient to exposure in terms of what they might pick up from the clinic. It minimizes the discomfort, the traveling. It personalizes treatment to that patient, getting to the grassroots of what is actually happening. And the patient is able to get to a medical practitioner at the point of impact. Isn't that amazing? It is convenient, and it will save the patient a lot of cost. Wouldn't you agree that this is a brilliant technology that is able to do this? If you agree to that, I'd like you to put number 3 in the chat box. You can see my 3333333. Yeah, what are your 3s? Can I see them right now? 3333333. What are yours? Right, all the 3s are coming right now. Right, this is what we mean. The 33333 are important. This is the current situation. Yeah, as my MD would say, John McKay, I think it's on this call also, because he's this Michael Jackson, yeah, the moonwalker. That's the current narrative. Patient walking to the doctor. The bridge signifying the challenges and the difficulties. That's what the School of Bio-Natural is removing from that. That the patient, anywhere they are, they can see and receive that primary care. When you go onto our website, for those of you, can I have by show of hand by putting number 4 in the chat box? If you are a medical doctor, or you are a nurse, or you're a pharmacist, can I have a show of, yeah, I just need you to put number 4 in the chat box. Okay, a pharmacist, any other healthcare professional, just number 4. Okay, do you know any medical doctor? Do you know a nurse? Do you know a pharmacist? Put number 4 still. Okay, look at my number 4. Right? I know loads of them. Do you know? They can work with us globally. Wow, Taiwo does know. Ole Taiwo knows. How about many other people? Okay, Stanley. Okay, Stanley knows. Okay, Omorovi knows. Jaffa knows. Jaffa Bailu. Tekena knows. Very good. We know so many doctors, so many pharmacists, so many nurses. And what does it take for somebody to work with us as any of those doctors? They simply go onto our website, press on the practitioner, and off they go. They register, we verify them, and they can work with us anywhere they are in the world. Obviously, we provide them with the training of that particular technology. This is what our system is all about. Can you imagine right now, whether you're trained in Congo, you're trained in Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, you're trained in the United States of America, New York, New Jersey, or you're trained in London, Scotland, you're trained in Belgium, Germany, Greece, anywhere you're trained, there's equalizing between all our medical team. The president doesn't need to travel to England or Germany to go and receive medical attention. They can be done in the comfort of their own home, in their country. We would train the doctors in any country exactly the same way that they are in Europe. So no segregation, there's equality. Attention is paid to detail to everyone, everywhere they are. These are some of the testimonials for some of the patients that actually use our technology, that benefited from it. We have hundreds of them, but these are just very, very few. Look at J.A. from Accra. Look at what he says. He said, I've just experienced an almost out-of-body experience with UK BIPR assessment protocol, sitting in my room in Accra, consulting with Dr. Nick over a video call. I was able to see the 3D images of my entire body. It all seems surreal, from the pleasant welcome to the relaxed exchange of information and the incredible artificial intelligence scanning program. An awesome experience. Issues within me were highlighted and alternative treatment prescribed, all within half an hour. Can you imagine? Over 4,000 miles away. And his situation was addressed. Another one with this lady, Oris from Portugal, having a son with special needs and special difficulties. He said it was interesting to see the whole process and the information both physically and emotionally. Yes, her son was suffering from, he's an autistic child. Autism is a condition that makes a child or any person suffering from it very irrational, very, irritated, aggressive, and so forth. This, can you imagine? This mom is going through these every single day. Anything can erupt at any point in time. She'd be driving and the child could just come up into the steering wheels. So she had to be strapped all the time. This is what this particular woman was going through. But look at her experience. Said, the ease of getting the result in a non-invasive way is spectacular. In the case of my son, a child with special needs, with limitations in verbal communication, it was possible to carry out the protocol, and it helps to have more information about his situation. The associated therapy, the pills, and the quantum card also proved to be of great help. And in my son's case, it was possible to reduce, together with his doctor, the chemical medication he is taking. Thank you for your work. I hope you can reach more people. Yes, we can. And we are reaching more people. People at risk population. This is what this presentation is all about right now. And we're now going to leave the floor for those of you who may have questions. Just before that, I have some of my team here. John McKay. John, you may want to speak to the audience. This is actually an audience principally based in Nigeria, an organization called the Association of Occupational Health and Safety Personnel. John, the floor is open for you for 2-3 minutes. Then we can open the floor for people to ask questions.
How lovely for an opportunity to speak to everybody. The future is upon us, and as it always is. What this new technology does is unbelievable. For me, it's unbelievable. I'm an engineer, but it's like having a sat nav to your health. It's going to take over the world, take over the medical world. And as it does, training is going to become increasingly expensive on top of the costs we have to pay for all sorts of medical training. Here we have an opportunity for so many things. Here you have an opportunity, and an opportunity to pass on, to get training in this new technology. Explain. I love music. You could put a piano and a guitar and everything in my house, and I wouldn't have the first idea of what to do with them. And because I haven't had the training when I was young. That's a complete mystery to me, but I like listening to music. Now, with medicine, with this new technology, you can have a nice shiny new machine in the corner of your hospital, but it's your competency in using this. Now is the time to start gaining the elements of that competency and applying them. Remember, it's all non-invasive. Applying them and learning from them. And that's where you get the expertise. By the time this has taken over the world, once again, in certain parts of the world, it will become beyond purchase because of the prices. Now is the time to get in. Not only can you get the training, but also, as Sonny will show you perhaps later, if he hasn't already, you can make healthcare pay for your training. You can make healthcare pay for healthcare. It's all a matter of organization and dedication. It's the future. Don't get stuck in the past.
Very excellent, John. I also have one of our directors here as well, Joe Sinclair. Joe, you want to say hello to everyone before we leave the floor open for people to ask questions? Joe, are you there? Hi, Joe.
No sound, Joe.
Joe, there's no sound.
Hello.
Hi, we can hear you now.
Hi, sorry, I forgot to unmute. Yeah, good to see so many people on this call, and thanks to Sonny for a wonderful presentation there. Very, very clear, very succinct, and good to see you too, John. Yeah, it's been said, but this is the future. This is the future of healthcare. And it's very, very exciting time to be involved with such an incredible technology. Do you know, I've for many years, I've studied healthcare, not professionally. I've never worked in healthcare, but I've been interested in it for a long time. And in the East, they've been saying for centuries, and I mean centuries, that it's energy. As human beings composed of energy, our health issues start with an imbalance in our energy field. And it's only very, very recently that Western medicine has caught up with that. And quantum research has discovered that, in fact, this is absolutely true. So now the Western model is really bowing to the Eastern and recognizing the importance of measuring energy and frequencies in the human body. And this incredible tool does just that. It delves deep into every organ, but not just looking for damage. It's also telling us what nutrients we're missing, or how the energy flows are affecting us. So I'm very, very excited by this technology. I'm convinced it is the future. And being diagnosed remotely rather than, as Sonny says, going for long waits in hospitals and in doctors' waiting rooms, I think that's becoming a thing of the past. So I'd encourage everyone to look deeply into everything that Sonny has presented. Look at the slides again, give it some thought, because this is very, very exciting, and you can all be part of the future. And I wish you every success in that.
Very good, Joe. Right. We're going to leave the floor for question and answer. Then I will have additional 15 minutes after the next 5 minutes. We will say your 6:35. I will present to you how everybody can participate, how we generate a lot of phenomenal income in the process. You remember what John said? He said, using healthcare to care for your health. Thanks a lot, Joe, and thanks a lot, John. So the floor is open now for us to take questions with myself and my team from School of Bio-Natural Medicine. Any questions?
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Sonny. Okay, we have opportunity now for questions. So please, if you have a question, just raise up your hand and you'll be called to ask the question. And Dr. Sonny and the team from School of Bio-Natural Medicine will attend to that effectively. Thank you. So please, if you have a question, just raise your hand, use your electronic hand, and you'll be called upon to ask your question.
Justin, also question can be asked just on the chat box. So
exactly,
if you're shy to speak out, just put it on the chat box. Then we'll be watching over that, vigorously.
Thank you. All right, COS, please, you can go ahead and ask your question.
Thank you very much to the speaker, Dr. Sonny Ahunsi. Thank you. I really followed every explanation, and I understand that just from a video call, diagnosis can be done, and then possible recommendation or solution. My question is how will the drugs or the solution to the diagnosis, how would it be transmitted to the patients from distance? Then you didn't tell us about the cost implication also, because I know for sure that services like this are usually not friendly or cost budget friendly. So please throw more light on that, how the drugs got.
Okay.
Yeah, normal natural medicine that you can say, okay, go get this combined, and then to work, or the inorganic drugs from store or from pharmacies. So let us know more about that, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. I will imagine that's spoken by Chinyere, right? Yeah, Chinere is very, very simple, because at this point in time, when the patient receives that scan, right, that's the first point of contact. When the patient receives the scan or doesn't go through the scan, the system produces a report. And that report, like what I showed you earlier, it will indicate where are the medical condition or imbalances in the patient's body.
Jesus.
Right? So the technology is able to reveal exactly what the issues are in the patient. The doctor can then prescribe two options that the patient has. He can either use our GP, the general practitioner, on the platform, or they can take that report to their own GP to say, this is what we have found. But what we found initially is because most of the GP do not understand how to read the report and interpret it, it brings a lot of challenges. But the interesting, what we found is that when you take it to your GP, for example, your GP is already aware of some of the medical conditions, and the report is consistent, 99.999% consistent with the medical condition that your GP already knows. Or what many people do, they stick to the GP that we have on our platform and carry out the consultation. That GP connects with the GP in your local environment. Let's say a GP is based in South Africa, and the patient is based in Ethiopia. So our GP in Ethiopia, in South Africa, we connect with the doctors in Ethiopia, still on our system. So prescription can be given to the patient at that point in time, because internationally it's also being localized to conform with all the medical regulation in that particular country. And some, would you believe it, some people don't even need a medication. All they need is what is called a talk therapy. A therapy that say, okay, abstain from so and so food, or you need to eat more of the vitamin, because the system, the technology actually tells you what are those of the missing things, why your body is out of balance. It's amazing how scientific discovery has shown that the body has the ability to monitor and optimize, to optimize itself through self-medication. If our body is free from toxin and all that imbalances, the body can function on its own medically. So there's so many options we ask the patient to explore before they start going into the medication. Yes, where the medication needs to be administered, the doctor will write out the prescription or what they need to go and get from the pharmacy. But other area is actually the option for the patient to refrain from certain activity or certain food, so that the body will have that conformity and able to regulate itself. You remember what we're actually doing here, Justin, is the fact that we are now asking the patient to be able to look into the longevity of their own health within their own system, which the current medical narrative doesn't actually provide that, but they only provide that everything has to be medicine, it has to be drug that will be given to the patient. But our system is actually showing that sometimes the patient doesn't really need the drug. All they need is a talk that present and prescribe over what they need to do. So that's how we deal with the issue of prescription at this point in time and in the future.
if I may, Sonny.
Yes, please, John.
The future is not drugs. The future is frequency medicine, and I'll explain it very quickly to you. What happens when you get an infection? It's like when you were a kid, did you try making fire by rubbing two sticks together? It never worked, but the sticks did get hot. Now, when you have an infection, a cell starts rubbing with another one. It's a vibration, it's a frequency. And you will find that there's a way of reversing that frequency. You have it in, you have it, you know, you have those earbuds, maybe kids have got them, noise cancelling earbuds, they call them. Well, what they do is if you've got a frequency, it's got a waveform, okay? It's got a waveform, and that waveform is giving a cell a bad time. It's making it hot. That's where infection comes from, heat. If you can take that waveform before it gets through as far as the airport, it travels at the speed of light, so you know you've got plenty of time, and you generate an inverted waveform, it cancels out the one that damages. And all you get is the heat reducing. It reduces the vibration. So it's just taking the opposite to just take it so it zeros everything. This started back in the 1960s with jet fighters, because pilots were deafened by the noise. You must have heard, you probably heard military jets go over. They're very, very noisy. So what they do is they have in the electronics a means of taking the noise vibrations, generating inverted noise vibrations to cancel out the first ones. So the pilots are sitting there in one of the noisiest machines in the world, and quite happily chatting over over the phone to base. It was very dangerous not to have them do that, because they might misunderstand instructions. They might be misunderstood. So in military terms, it was a necessity. Well, now you can get that. When your kids at Christmas are telling you that they want noise reduction or noise elimination earbuds, you know, to match up with their iPhones, that's the same technology. Now, if you can take the BP technology, the bypass technology, and you see all the red, that you know, you got the, it's like traffic lights, you know, got red lights and green and all the rest of it. And by identifying where the damaging frequencies are and generating inverted frequencies, it'll cut them out. There will be recovery time. It's like if you cut yourself, you have to wait for it to scab over, and don't pick at it. And it's exactly the same thing. The future is frequency medicine, where you make a phone call to your frequency medicine supplier. Your voice is analyzed by the indicative machinery, which will then go to a doctor. Doctor say this, that, and the other needs to be done, but it's all in front anyway. It's like a roadmap. You know, all those symbols you saw, that's like a roadmap to your health. The doctor will say, yep, okay, we'll generate here, there, and everywhere. It's not something that you leave to, you know, somebody who's not trained. But that's the future, frequency medicine. One of our partners, Kevin, is the man for this. And this will not only do away with drugs, all of which have a side effect, by the way. Every drug has a side effect. Yeah, you might, you can't get away from that. But this will go directly to the cause of the pain, the cause of the infection, and switch it off. And that's what frequency medicine does. That's it.
Very good. Excellent, John. Okay, I have a question here. He said, nice presentation. Please, I want to ask, is this technology more like an MRI scan machine?
No.
Or an app that is installed on a phone? Second question is the technology affordable? Okay, right. That's what we're going to go into now. Okay, John, what would you say? How do you compare this to an MRI machine?
No. It's a simple answer. An MRI is a scanning machine that it has certain characteristics that are the same, but it's for a different purpose. An MRI is to measure, is to scan what's inside. Eventually, this will replace MRI. Frequency medicine will replace it. It's where it is at the moment. You're looking at the future. We're looking at future technology, and very much the purpose of this company is to make medicine, sickness, wellness to everybody, everywhere, with nobody left out. Because I've spent a lot of time in Africa. I've seen too many Africans being left out. Sonny and I have worked all over the place. And Sonny will tell you about a friend of ours, Dr. Gloria, when we were up in Bugweri in Uganda. And Gloria said, she's a doctor, she said, oh, I'll do a clinic here tomorrow. How many people came, Sonny? They carried the sick over the bloody mountains.
Yeah, hundreds.
And she was crying. She was crying not because she was overworked. She was crying because it was so bloody unfair. And we've seen that so often. What we have is a way for all of us to work together to give everybody, everywhere, a chance. Everybody, everywhere, with nobody left out, ever again. I think that's something we should all be willing, or should all be willing, to dedicate our work to.
Very good. Excellent, John. Now, the second question is the technology affordable? Well, John,
Yep.
What do you have to say to that one?
The technology is affordable. All technology is expensive at the beginning because it takes a lot of education, investigation. You have to get all sorts of licenses. There's training. There's construction, testing, acceptance. It has to fit national regulations, international regulations. And it has to prove itself. And all of that takes money. But I'm looking at my laptop here. When I was ever so slightly younger, I was actually young, believe it or not. I bought a computer. Not a laptop, there's a little box thing on it. And I had to eat a lot of cornflakes for a while to pay for that. I had 2 kids to feed, and you all sorts of bills to pay, as we all do. But look at this now. I mean, compared to the costs then, if you look at how much, what the general money that people have and what costs are, everything might have gone up in numbers, but it's actually cheaper. It's cheaper. So we have this technology. Yeah, it's like all technology when it starts, it's going to be expensive, but not for those who become involved in finding a way to make your healthcare pay for itself. And that's what Sonny's going to show you now. Remember, there's no magic, magic wand. There's a journey between sickness or ill health and well-being. Well-being is health. And that journey is called being cured. And the most cures work by overcoming anxiety. Will it happen again? Because you get frightened, you get sick, you get frightened. It's going to be worse than it. I'm taking these tablets, I'm seeing this doctor, I'm doing this thing, that thing, and the other. But you're thinking, will it happen again? By having a cheap, readily available, over-the-phone medicine, frequency medicine, you can shorten your recovery time, recover more quickly, because it removes anxiety. It sounds like magic, and near as damn it is magic. For me, I'm over 21, as it were, so I'm over a lot of ages, and to me, it's as near as damn as who was it who said that every new technology, he was a science fiction writer, I can't remember his name. He said every new technology has the appearance of magic, but it's not magic. It's just human ingenuity, and we can all profit from it. All of us, everywhere, as I say over and over again, with nobody left out. Thank you.
That's been absolutely amazing.
Dr. Son, it seems you are muted. Please unmute yourself.
Yeah, I've just done so. Thank you for reminding me. So what I was saying earlier is, how do you take part in the whole technology? First of all, let's just say categorically, yes, the technology is affordable to many, many people in the world. And when you think about what is actually happening at this point in time, do you know a lot of patients go from one sort of medical situation to another, from one to the next and to the next? But what we are presenting here is one single intervention under one umbrella. That's what we're talking about here. You don't have to go to urine test, blood test, this test, that test, and waiting for months and weeks and days. Technology does it within minutes. Isn't that amazing? So, Justin, the question you asked was very relevant, and this is what it is. Technology brings about proximity. Yes, it's highly and comfortably affordable to everyone. More questions? Right.
Okay, Mr. Tekena. Mr. Tekena hand is up.
Okay, Tekena, yes, please, your question, please.
Yes, good evening.
Evening.
Yeah, okay. Essentially, my question I want to ask is, one is, if somebody's in a remote area, in a remote, use Nigeria, for example, we have a bit of remote areas in Nigeria.
Tekena, let me just stop you in there, right?
Yes.
We also have remote area in England as well, in America, yeah, all over the world.
Yes, yes,
right?
I do. I know. I know. I do know that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So
because when people are talking about whatever poverty or whatever it is, the first thing they say to Africa. Yeah. John and I mean, we live here in the UK, right? We have traveled the world. We see the comparison, the comparator. So the remote area is also in England, right? In Scotland, in Wales,
yeah.
in Belgium, in everywhere. Yeah, carry on.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So when someone is in a remote area and the person wants a medical attention that is beyond, beyond just a prescription, a physical examination, for example. A physical examination, for example, before the furtherance to prescription, then what happens? That's the question on one hand. And the second is, does the bio-natural medicine includes surgeries? So if there is a case of surgery, how does it work when we are using a technology that you can interact with, probably an interface or through the phone or through the system, or, so how does that happen?
Right. You see, very, very interesting question you ask here, Tekena. And as John mentioned earlier, any new technology, people get puzzled. They want to know how it's going to work. Yeah. What is the formations and so forth. This particular technology has a high level of versatility in terms of what many issues it can cover. First of all, once you carry out your scan, it's able to identify the organ that is affected and what is the problem with that organ. So the doctors are in no doubt in terms of what they're looking for. They don't have to guess what is actually happening. You heard of the phrase, Tekena, about finding a needle in a haystack, right? It's very difficult, isn't it? They ask you to find a needle. There are thousands of haystacks.
Yes.
In front of you.
Yes.
And they ask you that the needle is only in one of those haystacks. Can you imagine the probability of you getting it and how many times it may take you, right?
Yes, correct.
What the technology does is say it was on the 97th haystack and it's on the top hand corner. So you don't need to go through the whole 1,000. It tells you pinpointedly exactly what it is. This is the advantage of this technology. With high level of precision, it's able to guide the doctor at that point in time of what needed to be done. You hear what John said? He said, this is the future. And we believe, yeah, this is it. Because this is a tool that will support the medical team around the globe. Yeah, it's a new thing. And the doctors are actually getting used to it in terms of how it's actually working. You may have heard of the MRI scan. This is 1,000 times advanced beyond the MRI. Because this is not only looking into the pathology that is actually happening in human body, it's also looking into the psycho-emotional. Because every part of our body has a signature of what are our emotional state. The technology is able to decipher this information and able to reveal it to the medical team in terms of what sort of intervention they need to undertake. This is the beauty of the technology. Now, Tekena, if I ask you now, 28 times 101 100,000 plus 84 multiplied by 33 divided by 28. How long do you think it's going to take you to give me the answer?
Some few minutes. If I have, if I have a device.
If I give the same information to a computer, how long do you think it's going to take?
It's going to take, nanoseconds.
Exactly. A nanosecond. I'm glad you use that word nanosecond, right? So this is what we're talking about here. It's a renaissance. It is a totally new dawn in terms of what technology is actually bringing about into the field of medicine. But the good news is, it doesn't matter where you are trained, whether you're trained in England, you're trained in Nigeria, those doctors are equalized. It's a leveler, right? This is what we're talking about here. The same training you give to the doctor that trained in Nigeria, the same training you give to the doctor that trained in Britain, the one that trained in Germany, the one that trained in the United States. Can you imagine what this technology is actually all about right now? We want to make sure, maybe you heard the story of my son, right? We want to make sure what happened to my son, where I was waiting with my son for over 10 hours, doesn't happen to anybody in the whole world. This is all about School of Bio-Natural. Is all about that primary care is brought to the grasp of everybody on the planet 24/7, 365. That's all we're all about here. We are not politically inclined. All it is solution to humanity in terms of what is actually happening to the human race. Tekena, yes?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the answer. Thank you.
Okay. The final part of it is, how do you benefit? How do you take part in the whole process? What role do you play? Okay, I'm just going to share something with all of you here. Can you all see my screen right now? Can you all see my screen? Can you all see it?
It's blank at the moment,
No,
Sonny.
we cannot see your screen, doctor.
But can you see a blank space?
No,
Yeah.
not shown yet.
You can, yes. I can see it and you can see it. Can you see the line I've just drawn?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. Here is a doctor. When we talk about doctor, we're talking about doctor, pharmacists, nurses, and all the rest of them. This is what happens at the moment. On one hand, you have the doctors, and on the other hand, you have the patient, right? The patient pays. Patients pay the doctors. But who pays the patient? Does anyone pay the patient at this point in time? The answer is no. So what we've done here with the School of Bio-Natural is to set up businesses, small unit businesses. It's called SBU, Strategic Business Unit, for everybody on the planet. We create a business for you. You become one of our ambassadors, right? Ambassador. Ambassador, what do they do? Do you know what an ambassador what he or she does for his or her country. They represent their country in good light. They promote the welfare of their citizens. They promote their own country. So our ambassador here, what do? They promote the platform of School of Bio-Natural Medicine. That's what ambassadors do. Now, somebody asked earlier, how much does it actually cost? Well, we have so many variations. Any new technology that can actually look into your whole body costs a lot of money. In the UK, we were looking around about almost £500 to do a scan. £500, if you look into today's money, right? What is the exchange rate at this moment? Let's just say £500 times 2,000. That's £1 million it costs for somebody to carry out one assessment. How many people in the UK, in Nigeria, can pay £500 for one medical assessment? Not many people, you will agree, correct? So at the School of Bio-Natural Medicine, we created a platform in such a way that people pay for our services by just applying for, they subscribe like an insurance policy, health insurance. Is there anybody here who paid for their health insurance?
Yes.
Okay, who says yes? Who is that says yes?
I said.
Okay. Do you mind sharing with us how much you pay monthly for the health insurance?
Yeah, I joined an HMO that I pay about it's about 20,000 naira.
Okay.
For monthly HMO service.
Okay.
Yes.
20,000, that's 240,000 a year. Correct? What does that policy actually cover?
Yes, it's not a total cover. There are certain things I cannot access through it.
Okay. Now, when you bring other members of the public to subscribe for that prescription, for that cover, do you get paid?
No.
Okay. This is where we are different now. What we've done, we realize that in many, many countries around the globe, there's high level of unemployment. Number one, there's high level of people start up businesses. People cannot start up a business of their own. And if even they can start out a business, they don't have the money. And if even they have the money, they don't know the business that they can set out to sustain itself. Correct? So, with the School of Bio-Natural Medicine, we created a business within the business. So that you will own your own clinic and you get paid once that clinic is working. You will have your own business. Within the business, once you introduce somebody who subscribed for our services. Any income we generate, School of Bionatural, this is it. School of Bionatural, we generate income. Let's say you as an ambassador or you subscribe for our services for 100,000 Naira a year. You receive the scan. You receive issue relating to medication. You can extend that survey to your friends and family. Yeah, the list goes on. When you introduce it to your friend who also subscribed, 100,000, the company pays you up to 20%. Oops.
School of Bionatural Medicine.
We pay you up to 20% of that subscription of the third person. What I'm going to share with you now, yeah, this is not about just making income. This is all about having so many people in the process. The School of Bionatural is creating a business for you in the process. Whether you are a doctor, you can become one of our consultants. You simply go onto the website, you open your account as a medical doctor. If you're not a doctor, you are an ordinary person as an accountant, a pilot, a road sweeper, a market trader. You can open an account, you invite other people to actually be part of the School of Bionatural. Then the School of Bionatural pays you and your team up to 20% of any income we generate, and 10% goes to charity to help to build and establish schools, scholarship for medical students all over the world. But we particularly focus on countries in Africa. Why do we have to do that? Well, this is part of equalizing a lot of balancing. So part of the income we generate for your subscription, we use to support you and other members that actually subscribe. So it's a membership, exclusive membership. And let me just share with you what that actually does with that exclusive membership. Okay, what does it actually do? Well, this is what it does. So when you go onto the income that it generates, this is what it does. I'm sure you can all see my screen right now. So annual membership is £250. When somebody subscribes, and you are the one that are responsible of bringing that person, listen to this. We pay you 10%, and the third generation will pay you, the two generation will pay you 5%, and the third generation. Just imagine this. In a year's time, you have about 100 team of subscribers. The company would have paid you £4,500. And this happened to you every single year. When you have a team of 1,000, the company pay you £45,000. So what I want you to do is to multiply those figures with your current exchange rates. If you multiply, let's just look at 100 members within 12 months. We provide you with training, we provide you with support. That gives you about 9 100,000 naira a year as income for you. Remember what John said earlier. You use healthcare to pay for your own healthcare and your lifestyle. Can you see what we're doing here? So you don't need to worry about which business you're going to set up. You don't need to worry about any overhead. All you simply do, you promote the membership. And on the base of that, you get paid a referral percentage of the income that the company generates. Now, what does it take to become one of our members? Well, it costs you nothing whatsoever. You simply go to our website, right, which I'm going to demonstrate to you right now. Yeah, I'm going to ask when you want that information. You simply put it, because we're going to share. I'm going to share you with the secretariat, right? And that secretariat can actually share it with everybody. And you can subscribe. You can subscribe. You can open your account. I'm going to share it with Engineer Emmanuel. Engineer Emmanuel, I'm going to share it with you for all the members.
Yeah, Dr. Sonny.
Yeah. I'm going to share the link with you so that you can share it with the whole team, right?
Yes, I've already.
Registration is free. You register for free as an ambassador. But when you want to benefit from all the activities of the company, the assessment, the discount you receive, then this is where you pay your initial registration. Then you become a full-fledged member. Does it mean if you haven't paid for your membership, you cannot receive a service? Yes, you will receive a service, but this is what happens. When you are a member, guess what happens now? Right. Right. I'm sure you cannot see my screen. Can you all see the screen? Let's say you want to take up our services. If you're not a subscribed member, you pay about £480. If you are a subscribed member, you only pay £149 for the full scan, for example. And what does it cost you to become a member for a whole year? It's $249.99. And with that $249.99, you also have one full body scan for free. That is worth £480. And when you invite anyone else who actually subscribe as well, we pay you up to 20% of that particular second person subscription, the third person subscription, in that order. This is where the business case comes in. And where are the people based? Well, they can be based in any country. You might be based in Nigeria, then you have somebody who subscribes in America, in England, in different parts of the globe. So within the business of healthcare, we're creating a business unit for you. No further overhead, no further cost, no further any other hidden cost. And we just pay you. If you recommend a customer to ShopRite, would the ShopRite pay you any money? Justin, are you still here? ShopRite, would they pay you anything for referral?
No, not at all. You don't.
But we at School of Bio-Natural, we pay you for people paying for their health insurance by virtue of the fact that you brought them onto the business. So rather than we paying Facebook or paying the TV station or radio station, we pay you with a word of mouth. This is a powerful case for the School of Bionatural. So we're not only providing health and wellness services, we're also providing financial support to our members. I'm going to conclude on this, and I'd like you to listen to this carefully. In the world today, for all of us to survive, to live as we live, we need two things. Do you know what that is? Do you know what they are? The two things that we need? Can somebody mention one? Health is number one. Must. Do you all agree? What's the second thing that we need to live? Must. Income. So at the School of Bionatural Medicine, our business is your health and your wealth. So we open the floor now for the final question and answer. Question and answer. You can put a question on the chat, or you can just raise up your hand, then we will answer the questions. Okay. Yeah, is that Emmanuel? Emmanuel, yes?
Okay. Yeah, doctor, is a contribution to what you have actually presented. I think you have done a very good justice. Can you hear me?
We can hear you very clearly.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Very good. So, yeah, you have done a very good justice to this topic, and it's really our dreams to have that collaborative move between the School of Medicine and OSH Association, because we all understand the situation of the healthcare services in Africa as a whole. So based on the African movement, we're starting the whole operation from Nigeria. And I believe Nigerian members of this great institution is very quite pleased to have this presentation being made this day. And I believe is going to be one strong point of saving lives. Notwithstanding what all we have done so far on this, I think we'll be having time to have a second session of this series, because even from the whole overview, the whole as usual, the membership number for this meeting today is not as usual. So I think we need to wrap up from what we have done so far while we bring the second session, because many are already chatting, and also I'm already pulling in a whole lot of interest, because that is a feature of the healthcare system. This is a feature, there is no doubt about that. Because just 2 weeks ago, one of our members lost the daughter, just 2 weeks ago in Lagos. And when he narrated the situation, it was a very pity situation, because from my own analysis of his stories, the doctors, the nurses in that hospital, they kill the daughter. So there are so many high-risk issues within the African setting when it comes to health and safety, when it comes to health care. So this biomedicine solution is the future of Africa for anybody who want to maintain a healthy living, who want to maintain a good health awareness. It really need to be embraced. And a lot of input is flowing in for registration, for being part of the whole system as ambassadors. People are spending millions to travel. These have eliminated the issues of travel expenses and so many things. A lot of benefits are mentioned. So our appeal to the House so that we have a second session. I will also have further discussion with Nigerian executives so that we can have second discussion, because I got notification that their meeting is supposed to be wrapping up at this point, so that we can really get everybody on board. You know, I'm also making move to bring the government into the whole system, as we rightly discussed before now, so that we can bring solution to the region. At this point, I also want to congratulate everyone who have listened to this presentation, and I know we are going to put into action.
Very good.
Thank you.
Excellent, engineer. Just to finalize, thank all my team, John and Joe, who have been with me. And there are a few other of my teams as well that are here on this particular platform. I have just posted, how you can subscribe to the School of Bio-Natural Medicine on the chat box. You simply click on it and you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now, we will be liaising with all of you, and individually and as a group, but Engineer Dr. Emmanuel is actually our main contact, whereby we can send any information and anything you need, you send it to us, so we are willing and able to present even at a very short notice for any clarification. So hand you back to the team. I think it's Justin who was actually administering the whole platform earlier. So we wish you good afternoon or good evening. And for those of us from United States, we wish you good morning, because it's still morning time in their country as we speak. Have a good day for now.
Yes, and Doctor, I want to also make it very clear, this is a family meeting for the institution, Occupational Safety and Health Association, which you are also a very distinguished fellow.
Yeah.
So I'm getting a whole lot of alerts that we need to see a very more better soft landing to encourage all our members who are advocates of health and safety to be able to also to drive this process, because is interwoven in the whole process. Absolutely. In terms of the registration costs and all that. But I think we will still see how we're going to look into that later, possibly in the next second batch presentation of this series, so that we can really have a better way to encourage everyone with a better registration platform to get everybody on board. We have over 3,000 membership in Nigeria of this institution, and I guess we'll have a more reimbursing ambassadors.
Fantastic. We are here to fortify our relationship, and you'll be our eyes and our map, our roadmap in Nigeria, and we will be your roadmap, not just in England, but in the whole world, because we are global, and we will start promoting your mission, your ethos, how safety is important in a workplace, because these are things that many countries do not actually are cognizant of. But the School of Bio-Natural Safety is part of health and wellness. So you are in the very midst of an institution, an organization that can promote and represent you in any part of your endeavor. Good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sonny Ahonsi, for that presentation. Thank you to your distinguished team members. We are surely going to get back to you on the second series. For now, we'll have to move to the last item of the agenda, which will be the closing remark, and then we'll move for the adjournment of this meeting. The host, Mr. Justin, I hope you are still here with us. Mary Jane, are you here with us? If not, then the regional executive director, Engineer Dr. Emmanuel Walaka, will give the closing remark and then wrap up with your brief speech also, and then we can move for adjournment. Thank you.
Yeah, I think I have really made my input. I want to appreciate everyone for joining this meeting. And I believe in the second series of this session, we'll be able to learn more and we'll be able to understand more better how we can get involved in this whole process. So at this point, I want to congratulate the Nigeria region of the institution for their great works and the advocacy in the region. And I guess gradually we are going to build a behavior and a better Nigeria. Thank you so much, Vince.
Thank you very much for that brief remark, closing remark also. So please, if you want to move for motion of adjournment, you can signify by raising up your hand, or you just unmute, move for adjournment, and somebody should second, and then we can call it a wrap for today. Anybody in the house? Okay, let's hear from Engineer Ahmed A.S. Kutigi.
Yeah, it's just to say thank you for the motion for adjournment. Hello.
Dr.
Hello, am I being heard?
Supporting for
okay,
the adjournment.
Okay. For moving of the motion for adjournment,
Dr. supporting for adjournment.
A.S. Kutigi. So, Kutigi, your hand is up. Kindly unmute and speak.
Yeah, I just wanted to move the motion for the adjournment of today's meeting to sometime next month, and also to appreciate the organizers for today's activity. Although I joined late, so I missed a lot, but the little I had, I think this is a very good innovation, which, as Dr. Walaka has said, we're also waiting for the second leg, and also how he is working on linking this technological advancement with the Nigerian government. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that. So seconded by Dr. Jane Chukwu Debelu. You can unmute yourself and move and second the motion for adjournment, please. Dr. Jane. Okay, if Dr. Jane is not reachable, somebody else should move forward.
Hi, I just see Matthew.
Matthew,
I
thank you
for
very much.
support the adjournment of the meeting.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that. And on a closing note, I want to thank everybody for joining today's meeting. We will see in the first Sunday of next month, that is April. And then I'm wishing you all a productive week, and then we'll pray that the Almighty Lord will give you a safe month and a more productive month ahead. Thank you very much. Good night. So we can now unmute ourselves turn on the video and then wish everybody a good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Okay. I got it. Kini àwọn grass yẹn ni mo ní ó ti ó yẹ kí wọn máa kúte ìwé jáde wọn kúte díẹ̀ ń bẹ alágbèmí lè ráyè ni.